Hello, Daniel. This is Ryan with TrendLizard.com. This is the second ticker that you had sent to me to analyze. Thanks again for being a subscriber at TrendLizard.com. This one is looking at PAAS, which is the Pan American Silver Corporation. It was incepted back in 1995, chopped around for a bit, tanked a little bit in the late 90s, early 2000s. Since then, went on a very nice tear from 2001 up to the 2008 high. From which point it went from about 2 up to 38. Since then, it had a very large pullback, gave back the lion's share of the gains that it had achieved in the 2000s into the 2016 low, and since then it has been on the recovery. So one thing that I do when I look at a chart is I want to get a grip first on what are the universal truths of the stock or ETF that I'm looking at. And the universal truth that I see here is the pullback off the 2008 down into the 2016 low is very clearly a counter trend three-wave move. So it's not my opinion. It's nothing that I personally think is the case. We know for a fact, according to the Elliott Wave theory, that three-wave moves are counter trend moves, and therefore it has to be going against the trend. If this move is down and it's a counter trend move, it can only mean the trend is up. So the question that has to be answered then, if we want to trade this guy, is did the pullback end in 2016? And is this the resumption of the overall long-term uptrend? Or is it still part of a larger counter trend move that will revisit those lows before it turns higher again? Now, it's been super volatile in recent action, but it does look bullish. It looks trendy. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this action off of the 2016 low and see what we can figure out from there. So this takes a look at it. It's all very straightforward for a large portion of it until more recent action, but you have a very nice five-wave advance in 2016. It took over 2 years chopping around, pulling back. Very clearly a counter trend move. Not only has it been completely retraced, but it looks like a choppy counter trend move. Things get a little bit trickier off of the 2019 low when you get a very sharp up move, set a new high, and then tanked, gave it all back very quickly, and then again reversed from there. So the way I'm labeling this is that all of this action here is all part of that counter trend move. You had a very sharp B wave up here into the early 2020 high, and then a C wave down in early 2020. Since then, you've had a very nice recovery, moving from about 11 up above 30 in very short order, just like so many things have done. But this looks like a very constructive base for me. All of this has been completely retraced by the recent up leg, so that confirms that this is all counter trend movement and that this advance off the 2016 low is still underway. So I think in that respect, you certainly have to be bullish on a longer time frame on PAAS. Now, if we zoom in and look at the current advance off the 2020 low, I think it gives us a reason to pause, and I'll show you why. So here it is. Here's the move off the 2020 low. I think the actual low occurred a little bit later than the true low, which was in 2016. I believe this was the fifth wave down. It truncated a little bit, so you started at this point in the new up move. From there, what we're seeing is a very nice, trendy five-wave move. That is great news. It's bullish overall. Has to be expected to continue. However, the thing that concerns me on a very short-term time frame is that this five-wave move may be complete or very near so. So from a trading perspective, this is how I would look at it. If you own it currently, you can continue to own it currently as long as it's trading above 24. Maybe somehow this move continues, it's not quite a completed five-wave advance, and you get growth from there. However, if you do get a move below 24, that's a very good sign that this five-wave advance is completed and you're now in a larger counter trend pullback. That counter trend pullback would be expected to move into this yellow support area here that goes all the way down to about 18. Overall, as long as PAAS stays above 18, this guy is going to look bullish, and it should be a consideration for a trade. So once you get that larger pullback, as long as it finds a low somewhere in here, stays above 18, then I think it can be held on a longer term time frame. So if you have a longer term time frame, you can hold it as long as it stays above 18. A shorter term time frame, we're talking months, not years, but if you're willing to sit through a pullback that lasts a couple months, then you can hold it through 24. If not, you can get out, wait for the low, and then see it turn higher. But again, overall, it looks very bullish. Everything to the downside is proving to be counter trend movement. Everything to the upside is proving to be trendy movement. But there are just some finer details that you have to be aware of. Most specifically, a move below 24 is a good sign that this up leg completed and a larger pullback is at hand. So I hope that's helpful. Keep them coming, Daniel. Thanks for reaching out. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.